Good evening from Geeks of the Round. My name is Todd Grundle, and this is the American Horror Story Freak Show discussion, episode 407.
Oh, 7.
Today with us we have, from right to left, a wonderful panel to discuss this episode. Isaiah Mullins, how are you?
Oh, I'm doing great. I love this episode and I hate it too at the same time.
Are you eating?
Yeah.
I thought so.
No,
Okay.
he's playing Dragon Age.
No, GTA. Get it right. GTA.
Oh, okay, GTA. Yeah, like that's any different.
Compared to you,
And
yeah.
you're all looking at, since lower thirds no longer work by Google, you're looking at the Bert to Isaiah's Ernie or the Ernie to his Bert, Charles Whedon.
I am not even remotely involved in either way of that comparison, so yeah, just yeah. But anywho, yes, I am Charles, and I'm also the host of the Geeks Around Hangout discussion for Sleepy Hollow. But for the American Horror Story episode, I gotta say this was a pretty freaking awesome episode.
Thank God I'm not alone.
Yeah.
And we all know already Isaiah's going to hate it. Let's find
Not
out.
really.
Does Emmy agree with Charles and I?
Probably. I'm thinking Isaiah's he's gonna hate it, but I liked
No.
it.
Do you like the episode?
Yeah, I definitely liked it. There was a part that pissed me off, but that happens every episode, so.
Yeah.
Well, if it's the part that I think it is, I mean, we were all pissed at that part.
Yeah, so was I. To be honest.
Probably.
Yeah.
Let's jump into it then. What part is it that you'll all speak of?
The part that I'm thinking of is what happened to Ma Petite.
Yes. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
That pissed me off.
My lower third said free hugs, so I'm a little pissed off at Google right now.
Yeah.
Oh.
You know what's even worse? You know what's even worse? That out of all of us, the only lower third that's working is Isaiah's.
For once!
Oh,
The man who's not had a lower third for like 2 years.
I know,
Well, I'm on
right?
a tablet, so I can't have a lower third. I didn't try.
Yeah.
You can't.
Well, on a mobile device, you can't open up the Hangout toolbox, so.
Right.
A little off note, since you're on a tablet, why don't you show the viewing public world on the WhirlyTube what's behind you?
Oh, it's gorgeous. It's gorgeous.
Check this out.
Whee!
Wow.
Oh, I know what that is.
It's the exploding TARDIS.
Yes, the painting that Vincent Van Gogh had painted of his vision of what was going to happen to the Doctor.
Yes.
Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
It's beautissimus.
Good episode too.
Emmy is actually in my basement right now, chained to a radiator.
Ah!
No,
You got
she's
lotion for get the hose again. Lotion for get the hose.
I mean, with the way you did that, that didn't really sound like a scream of terror. It more or less sounded like a scream of pleasure.
Wow, Charles. That's
Well-
so detailed.
Our boyfriend, that Mr. Bananas, is in the room, so
Still over there
one
playing
can
a video
only
game.
guess what's going on the other side.
You'll never know, will you?
You'll never know what I do on Saturdays. An excellent song by Steve Burns from Blue's Clues. Fun fact.
Nice.
Who's clues? Wow, he went that far.
All right, back to the episode now that we had an exploding TARDIS for all the Doctor Who fans.
Woohoo!
Let me open up the Q&A just in case. We get more people watching after the fact, which, just like this episode is late, I guess that makes it okay. Oh, we do have some questions, actually, from the
Oh,
audience.
cool.
Whoa.
Andy says, why are you alone, Todd? Well, like sad Keanu on a bus. Why can't I say words? Why can't I say words?
Because you're Todd, that's why.
I know. I'm wee Todd.
Retarded.
Oh, we are so confused.
The words, why am I alone? I don't fucking know what kind of question that is, Andy. What's wrong with you, man? Now let's see what else. Where are
Alone in
you,
what
Todd?
way?
Where are you, Todd? Why isn't that your normal room? Well, that's a very good question, audience. I am in my kitchen. Very good question.
Actually, dining room.
Lame answer. Dining room, yes. My dining room is the other half of my kitchen. I don't know. Do I sound better? I don't like the mic on my Mac.
I think you sound fine.
You sound fine. You sound fine.
Good.
Yeah.
I sound fine. I just want to let you all know I just threw that on my Mac thing in there. Like, like Game of Thrones readers, I read the books. I'm just letting you know I own a Mac.
I was going to pick on him really, really badly for that, but I decided against it.
I was opening the doors. But closed now. Back to the show.
Yes.
Let's go and let's start with something we've all been, at least I know some of us have been waiting for, the Nirvana song, Elephant in the Room, man.
Fail.
I wasn't happy about that.
One thing I wanted to say about the Nirvana song is that, before in the previous Hangouts, I was actually kind of worried about it, how they're bringing in songs that were not from that time period, and I was kind of bothered by that just a little bit, especially for Nirvana. But with having Evan Peters, Jimmy, singing that song, I don't remember the name of the song, but I know it well.
Come As You Are.
Come As You Are. Okay, yeah, Come As You Are.
Come in a Jar?
Yeah, and it was really well done. I mean, the cinematography was good, the audio was good, the lip singing was flawless. I mean, it was really nice. I liked it. Like I was telling Emmy before the Hangout started, I did not fast forward through any moment in this entire episode, and during that scene, I was happy I did not fast forward. That was a very good scene.
That's a big thing. If anybody who's not been watching us, shame on you. First off,
yeah.
Charles fast forwards often, and so this is
at least 3 times
moment.
the show.
I fast forward the scenes that make me uncomfortable. But in this certain situation, I was unable to fast forward because I was only able to watch the video online. And doing that causes me, whenever I try to fast forward through anything online, it creates buffering issues.
Oh my god.
And
so that's why you didn't fast forward, not because you didn't want to, because you couldn't.
Yep, pretty much.
Called yourself out, buddy.
The kudos.
Well, no, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not ashamed to admit it. Yeah, I didn't fast forward because I couldn't. There's no shame in admitting that.
Shame in your game.
There's shame. There's shame, Charles. Thanks to great wedding. There's shame.
You
kept bitching about it, oh, you're supposed to wait waiting for me, blah 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 nonsense. Remember that?
Let's answer another audience question real quick. We'll break the thing. Austin C wants to know, how is the Freak Show this year? How's American Horror Story Freak Show? I, for one, Austin, have not been a fan of the last 2 seasons. Loved the first season, and I think the show is really reinvigorated itself. Yeah. And I clap for it.
Yeah, and I mean, thing is that I never watched the first or second season, so I can't really speak for how good it is. But I did watch last season, Coven. Got to say, Coven was shit. It was complete shit. But Freak Show,
I like Coven.
But Freak Show so far has been very surprising. I'm actually liking it quite a bit.
I'm loving it, and we didn't even want to do this discussion because we disliked last season so much.
Yeah.
Yes, it was so bad.
Yeah.
And all right, we have another one. Ahmed Kumar. Hi, how are you? I am new. Hello. This is not the right mouse. Hello, Ahmed. I am well. I assume the rest of the panel is well.
Yes.
Yes.
Welcome. And let's just clear out the things. Andy wants to know, Todd, why are you happy? And why do you sound better? Well, Andy, to answer your first question, in this life we live, some days are good and some days are better.
Wow.
Let's move on.
He's happy because he had a good dinner.
I'm happy because I sound better. All right, let's go to the gay bar. You guys ready?
Yeah, let's go to the gay bar.
Yeah.
One part about that scene I didn't like was that he beat up that bartender so quickly, who was so easy to throw. He was a symbol of fear a couple episodes ago.
Right.
With the shotgun, kicking him out, and then, and this one is just, I don't know.
Well, I think that he got to the guy so quickly because a few episodes ago the guy kicked him out, had the shotgun and shit. So I think that Strongman figured he was going to go after him first. So before he could get his shotgun or whatever to try to come after him, he took him out.
That was a poor question because I asked that question as we were watching it, and then realized, okay, that's a dumb question. Don't ask it during tonight's discussion. And then I asked it anyway.
It happens.
It happened.
Anybody else have any questions? Nobody's really concerned about the missing gigolo.
No, who cares?
Yeah.
But
He's
didn't
probably
he get?
holed up somewhere.
But
Yeah,
if
pretty
they
much.
brought the cops to the scene of where the clown was, wasn't the gigolo's body there?
No. He was already chopped up in little pieces. And,
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Andy chopped him up.
Yes, they weren't going to find him.
Yeah.
Not my usual computer, so it's harder to get to my recap here. So please forgive these stalls.
Well, it's essential things here. The strongman. This is a strongman episode, which is a good thing, and he was a cool character until the end, because to me, it was no build up like how Meep was. It was build up towards Meep. This was just, oh yeah, we gotta get rid of this one character.
No,
And we're done.
that's where I'm going to have to disagree with you, is that there was build-up to that.
To who? To where?
No, to the scene where he ended up going into Ma Petite's trailer. I mean, there is build-up to that, where basically Maggie's partner threatened him, saying that he would shoot him in the balls if he did not hand over one of the freaks to be killed.
No, Charles. I
agree with Charles, because he said that, and then he went after the Amazon chick, and she beat his ass and kicked him out of her trailer, rather than him manning up and trying to go after somebody who could defend themselves, he went after Ma Petite, who there wasn't a damn thing she could do to ever protect herself.
But the shooting in the balls was just to calm him, just to basically say, listen to what I'm saying, or I'm going to shoot you in the balls. The real blackmail was that he was going to out him to the whole...
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's not
So
just
you're
shooting
both
balls,
right.
it's gay. But again, I mean, it was just really rush build up right there. Like, okay, so you can't really get someone who's stronger than you or taller than you. You gotta get someone who's most smallest and who can't defend themselves. I mean, I get what you're saying, Charles. I get it completely, but I wish
He also,
more.
but remember, he also almost killed Jimmy, and then he and Jimmy ended up getting along. So
I've got things to talk about that. We should save that because that's going to be a long discussion. I'm 50-50 on how all that played out.
I got words on that too, and I'm pretty sure that I'm going to be the opposing force according to your opinion on the thing. So that should be interesting. Yeah.
I got no love here. That's sad.
Nobody cares about you, Isaiah.
What do you do, Charles, at night?
Shut your mouth, Isaiah.
Hey, Charles Winston says same thing else at night.
Shut up.
You know it's true.
All right, but anywho, yeah.
Oh, was that the end of that bit?
Yes, yes, it was.
That was
All
it?
right, let's jump backwards then, because I think we should save that whole. We already did the hug, so we should probably save that brick scene for our load, so to speak. Back in the beginning, we didn't talk about when Jimmy went to Dot and Bet and at the Mott's mansion, and realized that Dandy was at the place trying to solve the girl, and half of that there was two clowns. Is this the first time he's remembering that?
No. He already knew he was not no
I'm
hero.
not sure.
He knew about that for a long time now. He
Well,
was no hero.
the thing is that he didn't know that it was Dandy that was about to kill Maggie. He didn't know that it was her or him. But he just and that's put that grin away, Todd. But
No, I'm sorry. That's to Andy. Please, just carry on.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay then. But no, it's just when Jimmy tries to go into Dandy's house to get the twins back, I think that's when Jimmy was starting to put two and two together because he was able to recognize the voice, which is another thing that I liked because, as we know, in like superhero stuff where the hero is like wearing a mask or is he's not disguising his voice, but he's disguising his appearance.
Or wearing glasses.
And they can't put two and two together with the whole voice thing. I mean, how stupid can you be if you can't put that together? So at least Jimmy was able to say like, hey, that sounds like that guy that tried to kill Maggie and me. And it was like, oh shit, twins, you need to get away from this guy ASAP or he's gonna kill you.
Basically.
Yeah. You've got to leave now.
Also, matter of fact, I do not like the twins whatsoever. They keep repeating that same plot over and over again.
They keep being annoying.
I really don't like them, and to be honest, I'm kind of hoping that they get captured by Maggie and her partner and they get killed. I really hope it happens.
I don't really care. I just want them to go.
Yeah, you know what? This is what I would want. I would want the twins to replace Ma Petite. I want Ma Petite back.
Yeah, I want her back.
Yeah.
We all want her back. Like, screw that.
Come on. I mean, she's adorable and she's also pretty cool.
Well, I was just about to do it. I was just about to say, speaking of back, and introduce somebody who was joining us, but now they fell out.
She dropped out. So
I fell out 3 times.
Isaiah scared her.
Yeah, she was probably.
Speaking of her, here she is. Let's catch her before she can drop out. Speaking of back, oh so eccentric being is back with us. Hello.
And you're muted.
And she's muted.
Hello.
There you are.
You didn't miss much. We've been dilly-dallying.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been going off track quite a bit.
In the breeze.
We've been jumping all over this episode. Time is irrelevant.
Yes. And Todd has a new place. It's called the dining room, which I didn't know he had a dining room.
Yes, I usually eat in my trough.
Well, everybody has a dining room. Everybody that has either an apartment or a house has a dining room.
Charles doesn't. He doesn't have a dining room. He doesn't have a dining room. He has pizza and his basement. And they're right, Charles.
Isaiah thought I existed solely in one room with all boxes behind me and.
Yep, you never leave. You never go anywhere. Just that one room.
In my chair.
Yeah, look at those Gatorades.
Had a feed bag. Actually, I got one of those White Castle harmonica holders. You know what I'm talking about?
Nice.
Them's good. All right, so then I guess let's get to the next bit of juice from tonight's episode. The Amazon. We were already talking about the plans and the slow build-up. And would him going after the Amazon count towards that build-up?
I think it does.
Kind of.
He tried to go after the Amazon, and then she was like, F this, and kicked him out. And he tried to go after Jimmy, which, we'll talk about in a little bit. But then he gave up. He didn't try to go after any of the other people who could defend themselves. He just went after Ma Petite, this little teeny tiny person who there's no way she could defend herself.
Not sure he was discriminating, because if you think about it, he went to the biggest one first.
Right.
I don't know why he did all that. Why would he go to the biggest person? And then maybe he thought because she's a woman and she's slimmer. I don't know. Did he think maybe it would be easier to take her down? But that wasn't the case.
Yeah, that made
I don't know.
I don't know why his mind process was thinking that he would take. He could have taken. What's the who she was in asylum and the brother.
The Pinheads. Oh shit.
Pepper.
Pepper.
You know what I'm talking about.
Pepper's the Pinhead.
Pepper.
Yeah.
And the Pepper in the male version, he could have taken them and then be done with it. But why take that? Why take Eve? I don't understand.
But what makes them freaks is actually not really physical. I mean, sure, they do look a little weird or a little odd, but physically speaking, they don't really have any deformities. So whatever's going on with them is probably up here. And I don't know. I just think that since Ma Petite is basically the smallest woman in the world, that was probably both one of the most valuable as well as the easy
True.
Again, they also play around with her death more than once. Like the first time they played around her death, it got very annoying. Like, okay, you can go for this route.
That whole thing that what they were doing a couple of episodes ago, that was just stupid. It's like, all right, look, is this actually happening, or is this like a fantasy from like that?
Yeah, that was
That's what
annoying.
I'm talking about too. Because now the fantasy, when you do it now, it's like it just pretty much takes the taste out of the whole death itself. Like again, when I say with Meep, there was no other foreshadowing for it.
Well, no, the killing of Meep was very, very well done. I mean, it was emotional. How the camera was focusing on him and he was screaming meat. It was like saying like no, or like help, that kind of thing.
Right.
And it was very emotional. However, with Ma Petite, does it piss me off that they killed her? Yes, but do I think that her death was extremely emotional?
No.
Not really.
That's the whole point behind it. It wasn't emotional. It was just there. Like a fart in the
I thought it was emotional. I mean, she's all like, it's pretty, and
Yeah.
And she looked up to him. She felt safe with him.
Yeah, and like his face when he was doing it.
Which, of course, the moral of that story is don't trust anybody.
Right.
Right. Or pretty much, if he's bald and white, don't trust him.
If he's bald,
I have to agree with that for the most part. If they shave their head bald, you don't trust them.
Exactly. You see, look at me. You can't trust me, but I'm not white.
Well, as long as I've seen Michael Chilkus, he's always been bald. I've never seen him.
Exactly.
I've never seen him with a head of hair. I've never seen it.
You see what I mean? You see what I mean? You can't trust him. You can't trust him.
Damn it! Are you turning him into the white version of Bob Stuckey?
No, I was not gonna bring it up until Charles brought it up. So thank you, Charles. Yes, he's like the white Bob Stuckey. You can't trust him, man.
God damn it!
Fair enough.
You know what? In recognition for what Deano had compared you to, calling you the court jester of Geeks Around, we need to get you a jester costume where you're gonna wear it in every hangout.
So
they have them in Google Effects. Google Effects has jester caps.
Yes.
So
it does.
It's going to be more popular than you guys, right? So it's going out there now, like, oh my god, I'm more popular than these guys! Yay!
Uh-oh.
Wait, no.
Can we just have a burst of Isaiah logic?
Oh no.
Yeah, Isaiah logic. Okay, it's
possibly?
so awesome. It's cool.
I'm now searching for images of Michael Chiklis to see if he ever had hair.
No, he did not.
I remember that he did have hair, but it was in a TV show from before The Shield.
The
Was it the
commish?
commish? Did he have hair in the commish?
He was starting to go bald really young. This one picture, he's whoa. This is odd.
Is that like a bad whoa or like a sexually aroused whoa?
Like a weird whoa.
Yeah.
He has actual hair, and I'm a little confused by him having hair.
Oh, so that's the confused whoa. Okay, those are always fun.
Just like that guy from The Strain. He has hair, but it's a wig.
There's hair on him.
Oh, you're talking about Good Weather.
Yeah.
Oh my god, he
That's
looks
him?
weird.
Doesn't he?
That's how he
like-
looked in the
look
whole
at this
series
from
of The
Full
Commish.
House.
No. Okay, I never want to see Michael Chiklis with hair on his head ever again.
Yeah.
As I continue to look for other photos.
Well, I don't think you have to worry about that.
Right.
Oh, this was the commish. With the weird wispies up there. Yeah.
Ooh, he just should say that.
That's just weird. Okay.
Oh,
well,
Todd's graduating.
I graduated already.
Oh
I'm a
god.
product of New Jersey public schools. Thank you very much.
Good lord, it's the end of the world. He's graduating. It's the end of the world.
Thank you very much. All right, I'm looking at the list here, and I think we literally covered all the big topics.
No, we
except
didn't.
for, of course,
Oh yeah, we didn't talk about the doctor.
we didn't talk about,
That's where I was going.
that's the one we missed. We got
Oh,
that,
shit.
and then we have the brick scene, right? That's all we've got left to discuss?
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
there is one thing I wanted to bring up about the Amazon woman. I thought she was. What was she exactly? Because I don't think that they ever really mentioned what her show was.
Yeah, like what's... is she actually an Amazon woman? That's just what I've always called her.
Well, the thing is that if she's an Amazon, why does she have both of her breasts? Because according to Amazon culture, they would cut off one breast for like aerodynamics.
No, she's just the tallest woman in the world, and they call her Amazon as like, you know, a stage name.
Dude. See your facts, homie.
Hey, that's just what I thought, man. I mean, I studied all that stuff.
Do you need some Isaiah logic?
No, I don't
Aerodynamics.
need any Isaiah logic.
Okay, here's the thing. Amazon and Amazonian are both different, okay?
Yeah, Amazon is a section of the world. Amazonian is people who are living in that part of the world.
Exactly. See what I mean? So just calm it down, homie. Calm it down. You don't know what you need to know.
I am calm.
Oh my god.
You're not calm.
Isaiah, I think you're just jealous because he's got those two little curls going on his forehead and you don't.
You had to bring up the curls, didn't you?
Jealous of what?
Yeah, Isaiah, you're just jealous.
Jealous of what? I got this and
But
this.
you know what? But Isaiah, I can get you. Hold up, Isaiah. I can get you some glue-on weave if you want some curls down your forehead.
No, I don't like hair like that, homie. Nah.
You know what would work for Isaiah? The perm, the old like 1980s like
You mean
perm
so glow?
thing.
You mean so glow?
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Coming to America. Yeah.
Isaiah and a Jerry curl.
He gonna say, I can tell you the truth. I had one back in the day when I was a
I'm
kid.
sure you did.
Oh my God.
Not for real though, but with the doctor.
Yes.
With the
Yeah.
so they go for bearded lady's checkup, and they see this sign, "Doctor is gone." So of course, you know, they got to bust into the room, into the building, and they find his daughter, and she's like calling them freaks, get out before I call the cops, and she's blaming them or people who need his assistance for his death.
And how she explained his death was so stupid. Like, oh, his hands were broken and he shot himself. Like, wait, okay, stop right there, lady.
All right, Isaiah.
If your hands were broken, how'd you shoot yourself?
Right.
Exactly. But the thing is that Isaiah, even if, I mean, even I'm inclined to agree with Emmy on this. Is that I mean, yeah, his hands were broken. So how in the living hell was he able to kill himself? But no, the thing is that if a doctor ends up losing his hands, a surgeon loses his hands, that's taking away his livelihood. I mean, that's how he makes his money. That's how he survive. He earns a living. So if he loses his ability to be able to perform his profession, what is he? I mean, he's like a guy without a purpose.
He's like lost.
Hey, I know what you mean, Charles.
So he could pull a Doctor Strange, or he could off himself.
How's he gonna off himself? He can just slit his throat, but he can't do that. His hands again are bent the other way around, saying the gang sign now. So how can
or he can off himself and through the spirits of vengeance become a superhero.
Exactly, you see?
Oh, nice.
Just like Ghost Rider.
A defender of the freaks.
Hey, there you go. Toxic Avenger.
He's like a doctor from Hellraiser, you know, in Hellraiser 2, the doctor.
Dr. Gerard.
He can come back like him and fancy.
I hesitate.
Once again, I must state, there needs to be more TV shows and movies with Cenobites in them.
Exactly. You can never have enough Cenobites.
Yes,
No, I realized this the other day while watching TV, and I turned to my girlfriend and said, there really needs to be more shows and movies with Cenobites in them. Cross-franchising, put them in everything.
And they all have to be led by Doug Bradley.
That would be great. Although I read the book comics, and there are some good other ones too. None of them are as good as Pinhead, and nobody could ever play Pinhead as good as Doug Bradley unless they ripped off Doug Bradley. But
yeah, pretty much.
But he did that just perfect. The emptiness that he exhibited was exquisite.
Right.
Yes.
There are some that come close. There's some leaders in the comics that come close to the coolness, and I would like to see some of them on screen.
Right. We get back to the doctor now. How can you again? His hands were so bent to the floor. So how did you pull the trigger again? Did you use your feet? Did you use a handgun? How did you use a shotgun with broken fingers and hands? You gotta click it first and then do this, do that.
Ask Kurt Cobain. I don't know how you do a shotgun when you're high on 900 ounces of heroin.
Oh, that's low, man. Oh.
No, seriously. Like he always admitted that he was a big druggie, and he allegedly shot himself with a shotgun.
Well, his hands were still intact though. His hands were not like broken. He was on drugs though. So
Well, the amount of heroin in him was a fatal dose, and it was enough. They say where it was in his system, the amount that it was in his system, he wouldn't have been mobile and able to do it. But listen, it doesn't take that much to pull a shotgun trigger.
you'd be surprised.
Although I still believe he was murdered by.
Yeah, I believe he was murdered.
He was
That is
murdered?
the coolest thing I've ever seen. When did Google start doing this? So I'm always complaining about Google in Google Hangouts here, so why don't I say something good for a second?
Yeah.
I'm seeing right now our panelist, Oh So Eccentric Being, has joined us now as Reading Rainbow. And
that's what it's called?
And that's her new screen name on there. And as she's chatting in the thing, am I the only one seeing this?
No, I'm seeing it too.
I'm seeing it too.
Voice bubbles.
Oh, the little bubbles come up.
That was
And
so
it's the
cool.
coolest crap, and this is the first time I'm seeing this. How long have you guys known about this? And why have you been
week or
keeping it
two.
from me?
I've seen it for a week or two.
This is the first time I've seen it. I didn't even know it was brought in.
That was homies, man. You didn't tell me at all.
Well, high five Google and back to the show. Are we still on the doctor, or are we ready for one of the other? We have 3 topics.
I don't. Well, actually, we were going to talk about. We already talked about Ma Petite. We were going to talk about the brick scene, the heart-to-heart between Dell and Jimmy, and there's also the scene where we talk about Paul's girlfriend and her father.
And the beginning, we didn't actually talk about when the twins came back to the freak show, and they ended up blackmailing Elsa.
But we don't like the twins.
We don't like Elsa either. We don't like none of these characters. They're so boring.
All right, first, who gives a shit about Elsa? Second, who gives a shit about the twins?
Exactly.
Elsa, I do care about, but the twins, they're just crap.
They're waste of space. They're just a waste of space.
I also like Elsa. I think she's got a great story. Had her legs cut off in a friggin' snuff
That was
film.
cool.
Right.
And plus, there's more to her. There is a fan theory that she has a twin sister. I think they were just being artistic during the performance of Life on Mars, and they show her behind the scenes in the clownish makeup. I think that's what everybody really sees. I think she's not as glamorous, and I think what we're seeing of her is her delusion of herself. And
I can see
but
that.
I also thought that they were smart enough to do the Asylum season that way, where all this crazy shit we were seeing, in the end, we'd find out it was just the delusions of all the patients. That would have been fucking amazing to me, but they did not do that. But maybe they'll do it this time, and I hope so.
When Oso and I were messaging the other day, she said, or maybe it was earlier, she did say that she had some stuff to say, so we may have already talked about something she had to say, so we should check with her too.
Oh, good. There we go.
Y'all can hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, we can
Yes.
hear
Now
you.
we hear you.
All right, wonderful. Okay, yeah, I don't know if y'all talked about this already, but what was the part? The part where Jimmy finally tells, like, he already knew that it was his dad all this time. You could see it on the shock in his face because he was about to bean him with that brick that in the alley. Even though all along he knew that was his son, and he coming out being emotional took him enough to be like, to man up and be like, oh yeah, I'm your son, and then get a loving with him. But then, in all regards, even though in that moment after Jimmy let him know that he knows who he is, he's like, oh okay, I love you, son, blah blah blah. But I mean, he's still who he is. He's still a butthole. He's still, does crazy mess. He doesn't have his life together. He cannot admit to himself who he really is sexually, emotionally, integrity-wise, and all that stuff. He can't admit to himself that. So yeah, maybe that's a little bit step in the right direction, but we won't know until the show continues if they're gonna even peer more into, will he get a heart, be sincere for once in his life. Maybe in that moment he was, but I don't know. But yeah, go ahead.
That was my big question of the thing, and we didn't get to that yet, so you're good.
Okay.
I didn't quite understand how he could show love, or he basically said, "Take those gloves off," and they had this moment that doesn't really work. Having him try to kill him with a brick a few minutes later, I feel that definitely downgraded the moment, and I don't know that that's a character flaw as much as it's a writing of the character flaw.
I think it was a writing flaw because it made little to no sense. Like, you got him with a brick, but then you said taking his clothes off, and then it's got really confusing in his whole dialogue itself.
And Charles, you had big thoughts on this one, so let's get to the other side of the coin.
Well, the thing is that with the heart to heart between Dell and Jimmy, I actually thought it was pretty cool. I like how after they were walking down the alley and Dell had grabbed the brick, and then Jimmy started crying, and he's like saying, like, he started talking about how he was able to find out that Dell was his father, and he's like, come on, I need you to say it. Tell me you're my dad. Tell me you're my dad, and that kind of stuff. And just how he was saying it, how emotional he was getting, I really like that scene. And then when Dell just finally just gave up and he just dropped the brick and he got this whole sad face on his face and said, yes, I'm your father.
Yeah,
and
Peters did that.
I love that.
And they hugged it out. And then the next scene that we see them in is walking through the camp. They're basically shit-faced drunk, and they are singing together. And and I gotta say, I love that. I love that scene, especially when Angela Bassett's character was walking in and said, like, Jimmy, you can't trust this man. He no good for you, and all that kind of stuff.
And, he did not. No, he did not.
Wow.
Yeah, and,
wow.
That was an impersonation.
Yeah,
wow.
and it wasn't intentional, by the way.
Yes, it was. It was intentional.
No, it wasn't.
We are not repeating the Flash broadcast.
but anywho, it's just how they started that whole pass, and then of course how Elsa was saying, like, yeah, great, yeah, you're his father, wonderful, congratulations, now go in your tent and go to sleep, and that kind of stuff. I thought that was pretty cool.
I think she just wanted to get rid of them because now she has a lot to process because now she's got a lot of trouble on her hands.
Well, she's going to have even more trouble when she finds out what happened to Ma Petite.
Oh, a little, maybe.
Well, no. If you remember a couple of episodes ago where they had a preview for like the upcoming on this season of American Horror Story, there's a scene where Elsa ends up going into that museum and she sees some of the freaks that she knows. I wasn't able to get a clear picture at some of those freaks, but I was able to see the part where she just basically lost control and she went completely crazy, and it had to take like 3 people to hold her down.
Wow.
Yeah.
I did not see that.
Yeah.
Emmy, was that on the TV just before?
No, that was shown a couple of
early on.
episodes. That was shown a couple of episodes ago during the like on this season of like American Horror Story preview.
It's not on the next episode. It's on this season.
So you remember that all the way from 8 weeks ago?
Wow, look at that.
Not 8 weeks ago. It was probably.
They show it every so often.
It was like 2 weeks ago when I saw it.
Oh, you watched? Okay.
Yeah.
Ow.
Yes.
So before we get on to the last 2 points, which, by the way, so you know, are the thing about Penny, Paul's girlfriend, and what happens to her, and the other.
Oh God.
The last point was. Oh no, that's it. That'll be the last one. So, unless either do you guys have more to say about this scene, or did Oso have anything to say about what she missed?
I'll just say something like these. I liked Amazon whipping the strong man's behind. I like.
Did you just say you like looking at the strong man's behind?
It sounded more like.
All of a sudden now, Robert's character trying to say, let's get away, and he keeps saying, I can't. There's something on my mind. Something's wrong. And she's like, you just don't want to go with me. He's like, no, something on my mind.
I hate that.
I don't want. She just keep trying to push him to leave because she doesn't want to be around. She wants to leave with him, but she doesn't want to be around being a criminal anymore. I guess I'm thinking, and she wants to get away from the guy, the main card artist, and
Her
because
father.
he's here. He's just here for one, to get a freak so he can cut it up and sell it so he can get money for it basically. Yeah, but she doesn't want to do that because of her morals come into play at the same time. He
Right.
really wants Jimmy's hands, and she likes Jimmy, so she doesn't want him to be messed up. But I think everyone else is slightly more fair game, but she likes Jimmy, so he's not. But everyone else, you know.
Well, in this episode, we know that she likes Jimmy because we saw them sleeping together.
We did?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I hope they don't keep making this the Evan Peters and Emma Roberts star-crossed love stories.
Again.
Yeah,
like
because that's what they did in Coven, where they had the whole love triangle between her, Evan, and the other girl. I don't remember her name.
Who cares what her name is? She was
The
born.
girl we don't like.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I don't know. It's just I don't know. I mean, yes, we know that they're dating in real life. We don't care about seeing it on TV.
Which one?
I'm surprised they're married. I'm very surprised. I didn't. Oh.
No, they're not married. I think they're still engaged.
No,
I like
they're married.
the little note. Like I like the little things. Like a couple weeks ago, they were looking at each other like we were just never meant, or something like that. Our stars were never meant to cross, or some bullshit.
Yeah.
And I like the little connotations that it could possibly be referring to their real life relationship. But otherwise, I don't want it to keep happening. Like
Right.
once is enough for that.
Right.
I
They
do
can,
have something else.
Go ahead.
When we were rewatching it earlier, remember the scene where the one twin and Elsa are writing back and forth to each other? So
Oh,
they bring up the like dark
yes.
screen with just
Mecca
the
like
face.
a high, Mecca hiney ho.
Yeah,
Right.
and they read their letter that they wrote to the other one.
Right.
That was really freaking annoying.
It was annoying.
Yes.
Oh,
Anytime a
good.
TV show pulls a zombie, you don't want to.
Yeah, it's
Well,
Okay.
are you talking about the scene where they had one of the twins reading that note, and then of course it showed the side panel where it had Elsa
Yeah.
in black and white? God damn it! I thought. Yeah, that's awesome that I'm not the only one that thought that was stupid.
It
I
is-
did not like how they did that.
I didn't like it either.
I
No,
can understand having the voiceover of Elsa's voice reading the letter,
Yes.
so the twin who's reading it is thinking Elsa's voice in her mind. I can understand doing that, but to have her head up there with the black background, it was stupid.
It was stupid because it made no
It's cheesy.
Well, it did make sense
I thought they
in
were
the
trying to be
sense.
serious.
It was like 7-week-old cheese.
But that's the
Wow,
thing.
that's
They're
some
going
good
for
shit.
that, so that is intentional. They're choosing to use a lot of devices used in cinema from the 50s, and that is era appropriate. So I
Yeah.
guess I gotta
Okay.
give them that.
What
Okay,
was-
but it doesn't change the fact that it's still cheesy as hell.
No, it's still cheesy, but it's a choice. So
Yeah.
I'll
Hopefully
respect
that's better
their
though.
choice.
I
I guess.
kind of agree with Todd. I wasn't that annoyed with it, but like he said, because when I first saw it, I was thinking like this looks like something you would see in a 1950s movie, like how they would go back and try to like do forethought, or like someone's reading something, but that voice comes out of that person who wrote it, like that. It's an interpretation.
But they've had letters written back and forth before in other episodes, and they didn't do that. So
True.
it's either commit to it and do it every time letters are written,
Right.
or don't do it.
Yeah. 'cause it
But
gets-
I think it's because the intention of what they written is different than how they written something before. Because before it was
Yeah.
1 to 2 people, but they're trying to do negotiations. Like, cool, they're on this like blackmail level, but like, cool, if you want to do this, you have to do this for me, or else I'm gonna tell something. Like it's a underground type situation. It's not. It
That's
was a
true.
different situation.
It was
That's the only thing.
like a twist, kind of like a noir. It almost became like the two of them are now one-upping each other.
Exactly.
But also I have another
Okay.
episode because remember the Still Boy? I think I said his name right.
Paul.
Oh boy.
Yeah, Paul. He was like, remember he was bed stricken because he had too much of he had too much drugs due to Elsa's doing, because he was in love with someone else. It's like, okay, now he's better again. That's weird. That was like really quick binge. He's not addicted to anything else. And then we move on to again, there's too much plot going on. And then we move on to the father and daughter situation. Like, okay, why is she in the story again? Oh, because her father's crazy. And then it doesn't really make her a freak. She's pretty much being a complete otherly duke. Because everything else didn't make no sense at all. It is like, this is weird and confusing. So you gave her tattoos, you split her tongue off, and gave her piercings.
Turn her into a reptilian.
Yes, I get that, but that was so stupid. Like, really?
But it just seems like I need to look at her again. It seems like random tattoos. It didn't seem like there is that guy out there who's fully done up in green as a reptile, but it didn't even look like they did anything like that. It was just random crap that the guy tattooed on her.
Right, it didn't make no sense either. Like, okay.
And I keep wondering, how did she get drugged so fast? Like, how did she fight before they drugged her? Because we didn't even see that. All we saw was the man come in. The next thing you know, she's on the bed or the couch, laying flat, not moving. So she's drugged. We didn't even realize. How did she just?
Yeah, we didn't see her get drugged.
Right.
That's weird.
So we just assumed that she just laying there drugged out. Because when she woke up, she's like, she's waking up. Oh, surprise! I'm like, this man's nuts.
Right. It's like, it made no sense.
It was just crazy.
Can you go through that au natural, like, or would you go into shock? Like, can you get that much? And those tattoos were actually pretty done. So sometime there was no swelling or anything like that. So
I think you can go. I think you have to have some type of numbness to doing your face. I don't know.
Because it's so painful, she would have been fighting.
Like painful. Also, the piercing.
Like right near your eye, and up here, and
everything.
Yeah.
It's piercing.
Well, you know what?
You have to be really drugged up, really beyond drugged.
They jump time in this show without explaining it.
A lot.
Often.
A lot.
I think they're already I think it's already been around a month since the season started. At least a month. I'm not sure, but
I think so.
It has to have been some time, definitely, because of all the things that have happened. It's got to have been at least a month.
Right.
I'm gonna look to see if I can find that on the internet.
Because their whole time zone is keep skipping back and forth. Like, dude, calm down. Either it shows what timeline it is or don't. Because it kind of gets the viewers kind of confused. Like, what's going on now? What's going on? Okay, why are we watching this scene again? We don't care about these characters. Okay, we gotta watch it. Fine, whatever. It just didn't make enough. I mean, no, so she's a nurse, right? So what are you going on? Hey, where are you getting? What's that? You're like, where's your job? If you have a job, you know. Oh yeah. I'm in love. Yeah, I get that. But where's your job at? If your job's in the hospital. Whatever.
Well, and now I'm wondering what's going to happen since the girl comes back and Paul sees her all tattooed. And he's like, oh, it's my fault. So is he going to try to distance himself from her? Like, because he feels guilty? Or is he going to be there for her because he knows what it's like?
He better not, because you see all them freaks he's living with, and you going to meet the girl on someone on that? No.
Man, I don't.
Dudes do that on real life. We're just thinking the girl's, change her hair color. They don't like her anymore.
Wow.
I don't think that it would be. I don't think that he would distance himself because of the tattoos, because she has them. I'm thinking if he were to distance himself, it would be because he feels guilty that her father did that to her.
All right, I have something to say about that, and I think this is going to be me going into speculation territory. So once we actually do get to speculation, I got nothing after this.
I know.
So I think what's going to happen is he's probably going to rally some of the freaks, some of the stronger freaks, and they're going to go to her house, and they're going to kick the shit, if not kill, the father. They're going to kill the father, and the daughter's going to find out, and I think she's going to go into a situation where she's going to walk up to Paul, and she's going to say, like, hey, thank you for doing this for me, but I didn't want this. And she's probably going to be the one to leave Paul.
Well,
so even after the
That's
retribution,
possible.
so even
That's
after the
possible.
retribution of what he did, that's probably not what she wanted. So she'll leave him.
But
I'm going to say, based on the coming attractions for this coming week, I'm going to say that does not seem to be accurate. Good one.
Well,
but
I wasn't able to watch the previews because, well, I watched it online and I didn't look for the promo. So
And it doesn't necessarily have to be next week that happens.
yeah,
If
I
it
think
happens.
it's episodes.
Unless they say next week, if they don't, they just have flashes of whatever's coming up. That don't mean necessarily it's going to be next week. That's true.
Well, because
Right.
it seems like they try to do a fair amount of this episode is about these characters, this one's about this character. They kind of break it up.
Yeah.
So I don't think if what Charles said actually does happen, it's going to be 2 to 3 episodes from now at least.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't think we're not going to see much with them because there was a good bit of them in this episode.
Right, and plus they're holding back so much storytelling and pretty much crapping in so much filler. Well, to me it's filler because we got the nurse, we got the twins, we got Elsa, we got this other bullshit.
Wait, the twins are not filler.
Yes, they are. They're
Twins are filler that needs to go.
I'm not
The twins are-
I've
you know
not
what?
found any filler this whole season. I'm going to
I
completely.
hear what y'all saying.
The
Yeah.
twins are, you know when you get a package and it's wrapped in bubble wrap and you get excited because you want to pop all the bubbles and then you come to find out it's the bubble wrap that doesn't even pop? That's what the twins are. They're the boring filler that doesn't have any pop.
Right.
Oh wow.
I was asking myself, what is the main story? What is the main arc of it? Because I was getting like, what's the main arc? Please tell me what the main arc is. It sounds like just coven.
Them like just get
We lost you on that one, Oso. But real quick, I think the arc is going to be Bet, Dot, and Elsa going head to head to head.
Head to head.
head to head.
Oh God, why? You gotta listen to this crap again. Ugh.
I don't know. I think that'll be good.
I think it will be.
Like what, a combat fight?
Like, yeah, they're going to want to, because already they have 50% of the business, and then you're going to have Jimmy and his dad coming in for it. So you're going to have, like, these 3 factions warring for control of the freak community.
So,
Do we have any more songs left?
Please say that.
Not that they've announced,
Okay.
Let me just then. Fuck.
but I think I want to look that up next.
Because I'm interested to see what else they might do.
Were you happy that they played that song? I was like, oh.
I like the song that they did, but I don't. I like how Jimmy did it,
Right.
but at the same time, I don't like how the overall scene went because
Right.
I feel like it could have been like he was in practice. This is how I would have wanted it done. He's in there and he's practicing, and you know how Elsa's watching. I would want to have Elsa come up and try to get him to stop, no, you're not doing this at the show, blah, 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 blah. And then, you know, he cuts it, and then he, like, tells her off, no, this is exactly how I'm doing it, what he said at the end. And then have him start singing again, still as the practice, and then all of a sudden, like, you know how they, like, change lights or they swirl the camera or whatever, and then all of a sudden now there's this whole crowd. And then they could have the whole crowd of the people from the town, because remember, they came and they were like, oh, we love you, you saved the kids, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
So then they could have the whole town there cheering for him as he's singing the song. And then, you know, as he gets later through the song and they realize, like, what he's singing and everything, and then they're like, well, wait a minute. Like, they could kind of done a double take at the end of the song where he dropped the microphone. Like, have him drop the microphone and walk off instead of just knocking the microphone over. I think it could have been, they could have done it better than what they did.
Right.
But, yeah.
I mean, he wasn't a bad singer. It's just that I'm just tired of musical crap. Like, okay, we get it. Musical again. Please just give me a story. Just give me a story. That's all I ask. But no.
Now, when Elsa did Life on Mars, though, I did notice that Isaiah liked it. Look what you did. You scared Charles away.
Isaiah just loves Jessica Lange. Can I just say, I agree with
Jessica Lange is a good woman.
half of what
Isaiah-
She's big.
Isaiah's on Jessica Lange's jock, and that's all there is to it.
Exactly.
Hey now, she is sexy
But,
lady.
what you guys were saying
She's
about
older
that,
to be a grandma.
I actually
Your
have
point
the opposing thoughts. I was actually thinking I liked the scene and where the song took place in. I liked everything that went on behind the scenes. What I didn't like was the choice of song and the delivery of that song. I think there were so many better Nirvana songs they could have used. And, I was not as impressed as Charles with Evan Peters. I'm not even sure that was Evan Peters. I wanted Jessica Lange to sing that song.
Yeah, that's what we had said. I think if they were to go with a different character, it would have been really neat to have Jessica Lange do it. But which song, Todd? Which Nirvana song would you have preferred?
It could have been that song for Elsa. It could have been any Nirvana song if Elsa sang it. Having Jimmy sing. Shit, that's, I think somebody mentioned Heart-Shaped Box a few weeks ago. That one seemed like it fit with the show. Lithium, that's the one. Lithium,
yeah.
Should have been the song Jimmy sang.
Okay, yeah, I can see that.
I'm so happy, 'cause to blah, 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 blah. I'm not gonna no way. Internet.
The interwebs.
Be here forever.
Yeah.
What else do we have? We go into the wilds.
Let's go into the wild now, son. Let's go.
All right. Well then, who
No,
wants
I'm
to go
good.
first?
I'm good.
Charles.
I'll go last.
I already gave my speculation, so count me out.
What is it?
I
What was going on?
speculate.
Never mind.
Emmy, go ahead.
I speculate that more is going to happen with Dandy, because as much as most of you hate him, I like him. I still agree with Oso that before the end of the show he should die, but I think that it should be towards the end. There's more they can do with him before they kill him off.
I think he should be the only victor. How twisted would that be?
Oh gosh.
That would be interesting because he is the ultimate freak.
Yeah, well, that's to be ironic. That's what it'd be.
But I want more from. We keep calling her Precious.
Oh, that's what I wanted to talk about. Thanks for mentioning that. You say you want more Precious?
Yeah, go ahead.
I want less Precious.
Don't say her name.
Gabourey Sidibe. I don't like her acting this season. I think it's too forced.
It is.
I think they need to do more with the character.
Yeah. I think that's why it's maybe feeling forced, because she has to get what she can because of what her character. Exactly. So she has to make what she can do, what she got. She has to make what she has with what she has to do with that.
Yeah. I was mentioning that before. That could be the case. It could be because that's the time it was. You know, you're coming off of not very many years away from slavery. Her mother's a maid. She's sort of I guess very proud to be where she is and wants to not. She wants to put her best foot absolutely forward. So that could be where she's going with it. It might not be bad acting.
Yeah.
Because that could make sense.
I want something else to come
1952,
up
right?
I think so, yeah. I want something more to happen with Dandy. We know he was an only child. Hold on, he was an only child, but there was the whole talk about how back in the generations of his family, there was all the inbreeding because they wanted to keep the money in and all that. And I think that we need to find a character who is a freak in the sense of the people of the Freak Show freak, who ends up being Dandy's twin. So maybe, because you know how he looks at the freaks as they're like these playthings, and he wants one. He wants to keep it there as his pet or whatever. Well, maybe we come across a freak who was Dandy's twin, and the parents sent it away, he or she away, because he wasn't quote-unquote normal, and they only wanted to raise the quote-unquote normal one, who in actuality is the freak. So the one who has the physical differences is a quote-unquote normal person inside, whereas Dandy's the one who's fucked up. I think that could work.
too.
I agree.
I think that's very clever.
I think so.
I'd like to make a correction before I look stupid to the internet for forever and ever. I
You're
meant
allowed.
that this show takes place on the tail end of civil rights. Of the
Oh,
civil
okay.
rights movement.
Uh,
Yes, so internet, not that stupid.
Compared to
He's had a long day. Leave him alone.
yeah, I'm gonna mess with him.
Look at these eyes. I don't really have a speculation myself, except for Twisty's gonna drag Dandy to hell.
Twisty.
Twisty's coming back, and he's gonna take Dandy back down to hell with him.
I hope so.
We all want Twisty back.
Twisty.
No, he's coming back. It's a fact.
Yeah.
I'm saying this as a fact, and the reason why is because of that. So that's my only speculation. Who else says what?
Oh, you think so? You think Twisty may come back? You mean like towards the end of the series, or what?
No,
He
he's
definitely is.
I don't know when, and I don't know for how long, but he's not done. I don't know if it's flashbacks or whatever, but I'm speculating that when he does come back, it's going to be in the present time to take Dandy away.
I hope so.
That would
I
be
miss
good.
Twisty so bad.
Oh,
He was the one who
no.
had good he's the only one who had good story. He's the only one who had good storytelling.
That's like what we mostly said. Most of what we've liked in the earlier episodes was stuff having to do with Twisty.
The show, I mean, it was doing good. It's just there. It's like, meh, it's okay. It's not bad. Just okay.
That was the best
No,
thing
it
you've
wasn't
ever
good.
said, Isaiah.
I know, right? Anyways, here is my speculation, folks. Here comes my. All right. Elsa names are. Yeah, they're gonna die. We don't care. They're just going to die. And they're going to die. We're like, gonna die? Cool. They're gonna die. We're not gonna. Yeah, strong man, strong arm, strong hand, whoever his name is. Anyways, folks, yes, he's gonna come out that, yeah, I'm gay, and that's it. End of story. We're good. We're gone. And what's his face?
I want to say,
She dies too.
I want to say that was very brilliant, everything you just said. I don't know a fucking word that you said. It's not your fault. It's the internet's fault. But it was a wonderful speech, I'm sure.
I know, right?
I think that Elsa and the museum guy are going to send Dot and Bet to that surgeon. And I think that they're going to be separated. One of them is going to die because there's really only enough full body for one. They have double the parts of some things, but not everything. So I think that they're going to get separated. One of them's going to die, and then they're going to be upset at the fact that whichever one is still alive is upset that the sister died, and then they're going to come back to the freak show and they're going to kill Elsa.
I think that's a guarantee of if they're separated. One of them's. I think that it's going to end with a separation. I don't know that we're going to see it. I want that to happen. I think what they're going to do, actually. Oh, here's a good one. What they're going to do is they're going to flash forward a year. Something crazy is going to happen. A final confrontation where we don't know the outcome. Who got it? Did Bet get it? Did Dot get it? Did Elsa get it? And then we're going to see, just Dot or whatever, just Bet coming out of some building, smoking a cigarette, looking more like Lana Winters.
Oh, okay.
Dot and Bet. I'm ashamed I remember that name. I'm very ashamed that I remember Lana Winters' name.
You should be.
Why?
You should be very ashamed.
Because I don't like that actress. I don't like the characters she plays. I don't know. There's just something about her. I don't know. It always makes me sound like a bad guy. I think I said it during Coven. but when I watch her acting, I feel her politics because she's got strong opinions, and that's great, have them. But when you're acting, unless that's the purpose of the product, and if it is the purpose of the product, it really should be left in the writer's hands. I just don't feel that your personal politics should shine through in your performance. And that's what I feel happens with her.
Right.
That's very true.
But I mean, I could be wrong, you know, that's just my opinion on her, but I don't know. She seems like a jerk to me. I feel like she's a jerk. Like, I feel like if you ate a steak around her, like let's say she's a vegan, I don't know if she is or not, and if you ate a steak, she's one of those people who would yell at you about it and like, I'm better than you because of it.
You killed a cow.
Like, I have all your beliefs. Everybody can have all the beliefs they want, but I just don't like when people believe their beliefs are better than everyone else's beliefs.
Right. Everyone has their own set of beliefs. They're just important as everybody else's.
Right. They're all good beliefs except the ones that are, you know, hurt other people. But our own opinions and feelings and preferences in life are exactly that, preferences. And I just, you know, we should all be equally acceptant of one another's different. I don't even know. We shouldn't even be acceptant of one another's differences. We should not be so ignorant to think that it's even possible for everybody to be the same and to be on the same page. And we need to stop caring about all this shit.
Well,
get on with the evolution of ourselves. We're about to evolve as people, but we're too busy, and we're in that stage. You know what I mean? Where we're getting the stupid people to understand. We're finally bringing the stupid people over to the side of enlightened people. But
well, I fully support the interracial homosexual marriage of Isaiah and Charles.
What?
I fully support it as well. I don't want to have sex with either of them, but I think it's wonderful that they have sex with each other.
Hey now.
It's a beautiful thing.
Bryce Hall.
Poor Isaiah can't even defend himself. Or is it just me? Am I the only one not hearing him?
No, Isaiah's camera and his sound is messed up.
Sounds like Donald
For the record, Isaiah and Charles are both straight. If they were gay, it wouldn't matter. I'm just picking on them.
For the record, I don't think that's true. But
oh, really? Oh, am I incorrect?
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
I was just picking on them. I don't know their situations. I just like to be a brat.
Charles is just looking down, not even wanting to engage this conversation.
Now, the fact that Isaiah is into the oldest woman on the show, and that's who he gets into, and it's like, oh my gosh, she's so perfect, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. The fact that he wants Jessica Lange and not, like, the strong woman or the Emma chick or whatever, that's a little disconcerting.
Maybe he just like older chicks.
I wouldn't call it disconcerting. Again, everybody likes what they like, but it's definitely very telling.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
He got
Isaiah, poor Isaiah, who can't talk right now.
And Isaiah loves him some grannies.
He's being like put over the ringer and psychologically evaluated, and he just can't say anything about it.
Isaiah sniffs granny panties. He buys them on eBay.
Freudian secrets are slipping.
Oh dear. I didn't know this. That's surprising to me.
I know. And they're used, by the way. They're pre-worn for his pleasure.
I think this conversation has finally degraded itself. Do we have any more to say on the show?
The show. Okay.
It's going strong. Can't wait for next week.
I hope the strong gang gets prosecuted, gets stoned or something. And I hope Jimmy's like, well, I guess you gotta do. And the mama does it. Maybe the mom will do it. Ethel will do it. I don't know, because eventually it's gonna come up that he killed Ma Petite.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, my speculation is he'll be found out hopefully sooner rather than later, and then maybe so we can see how the process of that goes on.
I'm interested in what happens with that. I mean, that's what the hell.
Yeah, because I was like, and oh my gosh, she's like, it's so pretty. I was like, oh no.
It's so pretty.
It's so pretty. And she's like this. I was like, no.
That's why Charles and
No.
Isaiah are heartless, because they didn't have any emotion to that scene. I thought it
Yeah,
was
they didn't care.
very sad. It was
That
not a mean
cracking
scene.
in her cracking of her. I was like, oh, I couldn't even watch it. That's how much. I was like, I think it's because it's my petite. If anyone knows, I can handle crushes and blood and all that, but I couldn't take her getting her head cracked or whatever was going on, snuffed out, whatever.
It was sad.
It was. And the whole thing, I thought it was sad also that the scene when Desiree and Ethel went to the doctor, so she I think Kathy Bates can get her body checked, I guess, again. That because of his injuries he died. I'm not sure how he died.
He killed himself because Strongman crushed his hands, and that was his livelihood.
Right.
There was nothing he could do. Plus, he was terrified that if he even tried, then Strongman was going to come back and kill him anyway. So he killed himself. Which we were confused as to how he would have shot himself with two broken hands. But that's how the story went.
Exactly. There's a way you can, unless he very timely build a contraption to like pull it, it can click off and hit him, but I mean he can't literally take the and do that. He can't do that. So
I just realized
like something
they
that
said,
you see from
in the same episode that they played the Kurt Cobain song, that's where they mentioned that the guy killed himself, that he committed suicide. That's kind of fucked up.
With a shotgun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's kind of fucked up.
Nice pick there.
Yeah. But yeah, the lady, what was the girl that the what's it called? The less of the two, the one that I guess she felt like she wasn't loved or something because she didn't have any kids, she was not married, goes in and starts blaming them like they did it because I don't even know, like, how did he, I don't know, she just said, you freaks, it's your fault, I'm like, oh my gosh, for real? They didn't do anything, and, you know.
I think that was just her assumption. Everything she said, I don't think that was, like, in a note or anything. I think she was just assuming that because she said he broke his own hands, so.
Right.
Or maybe Dell wrote a note for him, and maybe like there was something that happened that we didn't see. Maybe Dell broke his hands and wrote a suicide note and blew his head off. Even more Kurt Cobain-ish.
Okay, but then wouldn't it specify who did it? Not just say a freak did it, a man did it. They're not men. I don't know.
Well, no, because they don't know because the letter was faked to appear that he was questioning.
Yeah, if there was a
questioning his belief in God because of the existence of the freaks.
Right.
Okay. In that case, then perhaps, yeah.
And I'm going to publicly apologize to both Charles and Isaiah, who are both looking like sad Keanus right now, sitting on their respective bus benches. It was just jokes, guys. We do not think you're really married.
Although, it would be kind of adorable.
Yes.
You guys are friends. How many of us have them? Friends. Ones you can depend on. Friends. Y'all are friends.
Charles checked out. He's like, screw y'all. I'm just going to play on my phone or my tablet or whatever he's got in front of him.
I thought he went to sleep.
Charles is crying legitimately right now. He's weeping. he's got his head in his hands.
No, thank you. Isaiah, tell him.
What do you mean? Don't you give me the finger. I just said you checked out.
I thought you were sleeping.
No, my eyes are awake. I know. That whole middle finger thing was actually directed at Todd.
Oh, okay.
It's always directed at Todd.
Yep. It's all your fault.
I won't say what part of me he's directing it to, but...
Oh, yeah.
Wow, chicka, wow, wow. And does that do it for us, guys?
I believe so.
Then we're going to end with one more question from the audience. Actually, we've got two more questions from the audience that we're going to end with. One, from Andy. Why does Isaiah still exist?
Andy, you do realize that Isaiah can see those questions, right? Yeah.
Andy who?
Okay. That was mean and completely uncalled for, Andrew. Don't ever... sorry, don't ever do that to Isaiah again. That was mean. I'm sorry.
Right.
No, that was not mean. That was hilarious. That was hilarious, Andy. Keep it up the good work. Next, Austin Cotton would like to know, what are you doing this year? And I will use that question to ask a question. What's up next for the Geeks of the Round? Does anybody know? What shows are coming up? A lot of shows are ending. Do we know what's next on the schedule?
We have The Walking Dead fall finale tomorrow night, and the discussion, which will be on Monday night, hosted by Deanna Jackson, our fearless leader and the Geeks of the Round executive producer. And then, of course, on Monday night, we will be having the fall finale of Sleepy Hollow? Yeah, Monday night will be the fall finale of Sleepy Hollow on Fox, and we will be having the hangout discussion for that fall finale on Tuesday, where I will be the host. Yes, it's gonna be awesome. And then, of course, we have a bunch of other shows that nobody really gives two shits about. So,
Now, if you have a show that you're interested in doing a show about, how do you get that done? Do you go to Deanno and check with him and see if he'll add it to the roster, or what?
You actually speak with either Deanno or Matt, preferably Deanno, or both of them.
Or another option, and this would be to folks who might not know exactly how to get to Deanno or Matt, join the Geeks That Around community, follow, whatever it's called, and post it up there in the comments. You post up, hey, can we do a show about this? Then somebody else might go, I'd be in on that, and before you know it, there's a show.
Nice.
Yes.
Amy, or were you thinking about a show that's not on the roster that you wanted to be on the roster?
Yes.
Which show is that?
There's a show, I believe it's on BBC. I've only watched it online. It's called Orphan Black.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah, Isaiah got me on that one. Yeah,
I love that show.
I only seen one episode.
Now I already think there's a panel, huh?
Now Isaiah's not going to shut up about it.
Well, good thing he can't talk because his computer's broken.
Yes, he does review. I will say yes, he does review. He reviewed, I believe, the first and I think the second. But yeah, I personally seen the part of the first season. I have to get on the second.
Oh, okay.
I just got into it.
Well,
I need to watch Orphan Black.
Folks. Get it up on the community. And let the community vote upon it, and Deanno, Matt, they'll all see that from there, and a ruling can be made. Democracy in action.
Nice.
Let's just go. Let's look at Isaiah trying desperately to speak some more. He's trying so hard to talk. Yes, this is Charles' impression of Isaiah. Damn it! Every time I click the camera, you guys stop. Why, God? Why?
Oh, jeez.
And that will do it for us. Isaiah, can we get those jazz hands saying goodbye? And goodbye, folks.
Bye.
Bye.